Don't know if I'll get any viewers. I don't know what I was expecting earlier today. I'm on the camera mic again, having a cat that's looking at something on the floor. Cat, stop that. Don't start, cat. You're not eating whatever you got there. No. No. You come up, my daddy, now. Okay. Okay. So, to complete my thought from last session, the Duskai region, it feels familiar, it feels different, and I won't lie, it feels a little bit like a betrayal. It, I know it's not, and I'll explain why it's not. The episode Duskai demo was a vertical slice of gameplay. So it's easy to say, oh, look, this doesn't have any use anymore, but they left the physical details in. What they did not leave in was all of the mission-based stuff, and that's because a lot of that mission-based stuff was introductory stuff that they ended up not doing for anything. They don't introduce enemies as soon as they appear, like they did in episode Duskai. And so all of that was removed. Another thing that was removed was a good chunk of the voice acting. They threw out all of Noctis's lines from that because they realized from feedback, and even before it got out there, that the voice direction wasn't quite right, and they tossed it. So it makes sense that that isn't coming back. Another thing is that just because they had those events, and the reason that it got me annoyed is because I really wanted to do all of that, basic stuff to lead me through to, find the behemoth, Deadeye. But that isn't in there. And you know what? They went a different direction than that would have indicated. So Deadeye is in the same place that he ended up being, but all of that introductory stuff, finding the tracks.
Yeah, let's.
All of that introductory stuff is out of there, and that, I won't lie, kind of annoyed me. But they've got different systems in place now. I mean, there was no, enemy marker style system in the demo. Not like the hunt system is now. So, I mean, what Deadeye was before was a very involved, very well done mission. Don't get me wrong, I liked it a lot. Where's that ice point? I know you're around here somewhere. Where is it? I'm gonna have to use the map, aren't I? There we go. It is behind me. Hereabouts. It is not refilled. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, I can deal with that. Anyway, with the entire thing of Deadeye getting reduced to a hunt, they put it into existing systems, and I cannot fault them for that. Now, another thing is that having walked over to the meteor area there, it's funny because I've seen videos. I never got the glitch to work myself before they patched it out, but I've seen videos of, especially like Japanese players, utilizing a glitch to get beyond the bounds
Overhead.
of the area. There they are. Alrighty. Because I saw that in a half-finished state. And you could see Titan there, and all of that. Crud. I'm glad that they also improved the enemy AI, because in the demo, these gorillas would have been on me like white on rice. Whereas in here, as long as I don't attack them, where are the rest of these guys? I'm using up my weight timer. Come on.
Eyes peeled, mouth closed. You're the one, Mr. Nice Guy.
There we go. Why is my right stick not working? There we go. I am using up a lot of weight timer. Not that I don't have a generous amount.
Gladio, do it!
Try this.
Gotcha!
Nothing close. Where'd you learn that one, Knock? No cooldown.
Watch it!
No mercy.
Far less trouble than anticipated.
Say your prayers!
Okay. So, like I was saying, I have seen video on YouTube, you can still find it yourself, of people going beyond the invisible walls in the episode Duskai demo. And I'm just going to pronounce it Duskai. Is it Duskai? Is it Duskai? I won't know until somebody says it here again. But to see that all in half-finished state, to see Titan there half-finished, to see the roads literally... What are you?
Gotcha!
Do.
Let's clean him up quick.
Ignis, all business. Oh yeah.
Alrighty. I I don't know if I'm gonna have a whole lot of time to do the entire hunt at this point. Anyway, where is it? That is not it. Have to find my way around the rock here.
Man, that hurts.
Another headache. This is not normal.
Where is it? There we are. Ah, yeah, I'll have plenty of time looking at the day.
Something's amiss. Come on.
That they kept. Although I suppose if you're gonna have destructible trees, you may as well use them. This is the type of place that I'm gonna look in the corners. There is multiple paths. When were there multiple paths? Yep, nope. I'm gonna check the other path first. Anyway, when you're doing that kind of vertical slice of gameplay like they did, which it honestly was a vertical slice of gameplay as it stood at the time,
I want to ride my chocobo all day.
it
Can't get it out of
was
my head.
it was very well done. I had no complaints. As I have always said, I bought Type 0 specifically for that demo, and got it on the first day, and this is a lot closer to his Chocobo post than I thought it would be. Okay. But as far as I was concerned, if the entire game had been exactly
Iris
like
is
that...
truly a caring soul.
Like you. No wonder you get along like wildfire.
We do have much in common, like our tales of picking up after the prince.
Glad I could be of service.
Ha ha ha! I like it. Okay. But with that kind of vertical slice, you have to realize they didn't just make... They didn't... When you take a vertical slice of gameplay, you don't just take a segment and do something with it. You take a segment, you remove it from... This would be a lot scarier if I hadn't done this before. Not gonna lie. But when you take a vertical slice of gameplay, you're not just taking a representative section. You are removing a section of the game, modifying it, and it essentially becomes its own game. That's what demos essentially do to development. That's just what a demo is. If you're going to have a demo, you either A, do something really, really stupid, and just lock out all of the content after the fact, which is something that people have done before. It could have been potentially catastrophic. There have been games that came on demo discs where literally, like on older systems, where you could use a password or something like that on like an NES demo or something like that and play the entire game of a game. Nobody, thankfully for the company, let's be fair, found out about it until years later. If they had known about it right away, considering that whatever it was a free distribution that went out pretty widely with like a magazine or something like that, which is not what magazines are today. Let's talk a little history here, because magazine subscriptions today are pretty much dead, but they're still probably miles ahead of what
Knocked.
they
On your left.
used to be.
Got it.
Because games were... Back in the day, they were more or less seen as toys. Nobody ever thought they would be a serious medium. And where did I just get myself into? Did I just leave the area? I'm not hearing the scaring music anymore. I literally just walked myself out of the area. I got turned around in a hallway. Now I know why everybody complains about Quest 64. But, seriously, like, game subscriptions, like, game magazine subscriptions, back then, games were more or less seen as toys, and nobody took them seriously, and when you are in the mindset that
Safety
something
first.
is a toy for children, anything that deals with that essentially becomes another cost for that.
Say your prayers. I know. It's right there.
I cannot see shit. Pardon my French. Are there any of these guys that I haven't scanned? Nope. On the flip side, they are not very strong.
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Okay. So anyway, magazine subscriptions back in the day were generally something that your older brother got. Let's face it. There's so much in retro gaming that was totally your older brother. You didn't have guides, you had an older brother who was better at games than you were. So your older brother might have gotten a guide if he had disposable income or your parents decided to buy it, but with how small gaming was, as like I said, essentially seen as toys for children, and basically had it for children or for geeks, which is why being a geek used to be hard. Being a geek used to be very hard, because first and foremost, it was expensive. You look at, like, what a game cost back then, and it was, like, $60. Not $60 adjusted for inflation, just straight up $60. That's games are actually cheaper now than they were back then. So, anyway. To bring this around to the original point, I mean, you can do something like those people did and basically give out a free copy of your game. All anybody needs to do is enter a password to play the rest. Which is not a great idea, because a lot of this stuff is, you know, taking up disk space. People don't do those kinds of free mailings anymore. It's the, you know, no such thing as free lunch. Just in general, especially with downloads being as popular as they are now, anything that you are... Ooh, a behemoth horn. I wonder if that's just there as a little nod. I don't know if this is actually even going to be Deadeye. didn't they say it was Deadeye? I will have to go and rewatch that previous video. But anyway, download size is a factor. So if somebody's got like a 30 gig download for a demo, they're gonna know what's up. And aside from that, you don't want to waste somebody's space like that. Like, games are big enough. File sizes on saves are ludicrous. There is... I saw a crappy little, like, indie game of some sort that I don't even know what it was, but that sucker, the game size was less than 5 gigs, and it was a 5 gig minimum save size. It's like, what the heck are you doing? You know?
Knocked.
I'm going to quick, before I forget, and so I can talk a little bit here, 5 gigabyte minimum save size, and I'm like, I'm sorry. When your save size is larger than your game size, you are doing something ludicrously wrong. I mean, it's just, people have limited hard disk space. Hard disks for the PS4 are essentially laptop hard drives. To get a good one is more expensive. And it's just a matter of not engineering your game well. Like, even at the basest amount of it. Let's see here, what is everybody's magic attack? 126, 205. This was what I was talking about before, about everybody's magic growth. That's that wand icon in basically dead center towards the bottom. Noctis gets the best magic growth in the game, and even his is nothing to write home about when you compare it to his other stat growth. Gladiolus gets basically nothing, Prompto gets basically nothing. Ignis is somewhere in between. So when it comes right down to it, Noctis, you're supposed to be the one throwing those magic grenades. I'm probably just gonna give it to... unless Deadeye has a weakness to spear damage, I'm gonna give it to Ignis, because honestly, leaving these people to cast works pretty well overall. Not gonna lie. So, anyway, when you're taking... Anyway, back to the original point that I was trying to make here. When you are making any kind of demo, and you're not doing something incredibly stupid...
Hold up. Deadeye. The name says it all. Let's move.
So I'm surprised they voiced those lines. I also noticed some really weird physics glitches going on there that I did not notice before, which maybe that was just because of the screen shake.
Here we go.
It was probably just the screen shake, but it looked like his arm tweaked and then his shoulder tweaked, and that is something that I did not notice in the demo. Anyway, with the demo, you're basically developing a smaller game. That's what a demo
It's
is.
weak on the right. No eye, no horn.
We'll stay in range until we can exploit its blind spot.
So. Ooh. Oh, I thought I was able to climb up the, I'm gonna explore in here. I got plenty of daylight. Maybe I don't got plenty of daylight. That says 14. I took too much time. That's not fun. Oh boy. This might get interesting. Anyway. To finish my thought, demos, they're essentially you're making a smaller game using assets from your larger game, is what it boils down to. So for them to have reused all of that stuff, the tongue lick that they had in there, that I honestly think this is the best behemoths have ever been. Deadeye is imposing, he is feral, he is a predator, and that just... If this were the first time I was doing this, and I didn't have to go through all of the stuff that I had gone through before, to, you know, understand what they had done to pad the length of this before, then... I mean, I would probably be very nervous right now. This is... Oh, yes, this is the right way. I am running out of daylight very quickly here. This is gonna get real hairy real fast. I may actually have to wait out a night cycle in here, which, not gonna lie, is not gonna be my cup of tea.
Exercise due caution.
Ah, there's an autosave.
We've got the beast in our sights.
But no plan of attack. The behemoth should be headed back to its lair, where we can catch it fully off guard.
Yeah, as long as we stay on guard ourselves.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I hate to say it, but this is a point of no return, and it's night, and this is not going to be good for me, because I cannot go back, so I'm just going to end this session here, and fudge around in here until I've got something interesting to do.